Super excited to talk about this author again, and I just back to medium.com from Gary Vaynerchuk, and he talked about a message for those feeling lost in their 20s, and he just uh, provide any advice. Maybe kind of not his advice for everyone, but just focus on the young man, the young people on 20s that think that thought uh, your life is suck or your life is failure or like this, and he provide a message for you. Society puts a lot of pressure on people in their 25 to figure out their life. There really is most 57 years old don't even have their life figured out. There is no reason to put pressure on yourself too early in the process. Here is a few things to remember. You are navigating life in your 20s. Okay, there might be six advice. Number one, take the biggest risk of your life. Take the biggest risk of your life. Going conservative in your 20s is sometimes you really should debate, especially if you aren't in depth. When you are in this young, the number one thing you should focus on is executing on the most high risk behavior of your life. The biggest reasons that so many people have become unhappy is that they play life in reverse. They go for the safe and practical job right out of school, and they buy expensive stuff to impress their parents and friends. Then it becomes less practical to quit their job because they are chained down with expense. Instead, make high risk move around the that make high risk move around the thing that will make you happiest. This is actually when you should go live in Bali for a year. This is exactly when you should try and become Beyonce. This is exactly when you go on the offense. This is not the time to get the job mom wanted you to. Okay, it's kind of that super duper. Number two, don't be afraid to take uh, $12 per hour job over 25,000 per year job. People don't get it. Getting close to the sun is where all the leverage is. I am a big believer in working for cheap or free for the person you want to try and become. Getting closest to the sun is where all the leverage is. Yeah, here is what I mean by that. If you go and work for someone you admire and do an incredible job, they could put you on and change the course of your entire career. For example, if you admire Alex Rod- Rodriguez or Chance the Rapper, and you had the chance to run their social media for 12 per hours, but no question that would be better than a job that pay $52,000 a year. Imagine what it will be like to be known as the guy or girl behind a road social or chance to rappers videos. Be humble, patient, strategic, and stop caring about what your living situation looks like to people on the outside. You will set yourself up for the incredible future. You will set yourself up for an incredible future. Number three, do it because you enjoy the process, not because you are chasing results. Do it because you enjoy the process, not because you are chasing the result. That's it's a most advice ever for me, most value ever for me. When I look for talent, I'm obsessed with finding people who love the process, not the stuff that the game buys you. If you are focused on the car, the shoe, and posturing to your friends, you are finished. If you are building a business or navigating your career based on what you are going to get, you the off-whites, private planes, spa treatments, or jewelries, you are not going to have a long career. So many people in their 20s are talking job that pay a few $1,000s more just so they can buy more stuff. Don't get me wrong. I have empathy for people in debt. I have empathy for people in debt, but a lot of people are talking those jobs because they are trying to live up to the expectations of their parents and friends. I look for people who can't breathe, who can't breathe if they are not doing their art, because those are the people who are going to win long term. For me, business is my art. For you, it might be design, performing on stage, or something else. Uh, this Garyvee says, not me. Whatever it is, be that person who obsesses with their craft and would be doing it for free no matter what. No matter what. I love the climb and grind, the dark from authors and loneliness of my ambition, the early days when no one sees it, the push back, the questioning of my actions, the looks when I micro failed. I left the chip on my shoulder, being doubt. Wait until you see how it plays out, and wait till I force them to consent. And number four, don't stress about finding the answer. What should I do with my life? Don't stress of it at all. Don't stress with it. If you don't know what that graph is yet, that's okay. That's okay. It blows me away how much pressure we put on people in their 20s and early 30s to have their entire life figured out. It blows me away. Of course, you don't know what you want to do yet. You haven't even lived yet. Okay. Now the time to be massively risk oriented and try everything you want to try. There is no wrong move you can make. If you genuinely want to spend every minute working like I did, great. If you want to travel to Bali or work in the vineyard in uh, Tasmania, great. Now is the time to go have different experiences and try different jobs until you find one you like. Message from Garyvee: you are not lost, you just early in the processes. And number five, stand up to the people you love and have thought conversations. If there's one piece of advice you take away from this article, this uh, this video, this episode as well, it would be this: have the conversations you need to have with the people you are closest to. Have the conversations you need to have with the people you are closest to. Tell them the truth. Tell them how you feel about everything, about what you want to do, where you want to work, your insecurities, how you feel about their expectations, and everything else. Tell them the truth. Tell them how you feel about everything. Tell them what you want to do. Tell them what you want to work, where you want to work, what is your insecurities and how you feel about their expectations and everything else. Tell them all of it. It will absolutely change your life. Even if they get angry and react poorly, their level of respect for you will become enormous. It saddens me that so many people allow the opinions of their parents and their friends to hold them back in their careers, or worse, push them to make decisions that have terrible long-term consequences like taking on massive debt. If you don't have the thought conversation with them now, you will resent them in the long term because you live your life for them and not yourself. And number 6, the last one, stop debating and start executing. I implore you to not worry about the current judgment being deployed on you. I implore you to not worry about the current judgment being deployed on you. One of the biggest reasons I am happy and can navigate my life so quickly is because I believe in one thing more than anything else. The truth, the truth will play out in the end. The truth will play out in the end. This is a quite um, super uh, motivation blog for for this week. It's not that I am right or will be right. That's it's that the truth play out regardless. It's pointless try to prove those around you wrong with your words. Stay patient and do it with your actions. You are valuing somebody else's opinion too much. You are a message from Garyvee. You are valuing somebody else's opinion too much. Wow. Let me recap again about 6 advice to 20s or early 30s. Number 1, take the biggest risk of your life. And number 2, don't be afraid to take uh, closest free over the higher passive job. Don't be afraid to take 12 hours job over a 25,000 job year, thousands, 25,000 a year job. Number 3, don't do it because you enjoy the process, not because you are chasing the results. Are you loving the process? Number 4, don't stress about finding the answer. What should I do for my life? What should I do for my life? Number 5, stand up to the people you love and have thought conversations. Number 6, stop debating and start executing. I will re-listening this episode, and if you have any recommendation more or how you feel about this episode, this video, you can leave your comment, or you have any comment, your idea or any suggestion, please let me know about what you are thinking about this. Thank you so much.